Silver War days.
Between 1775 and 1780. The music were the SX7.
Alright, let's get some hand sanitizer on our hands. Is there food?
Shall we go see if they have baby chickens? What are you doing, little man? Hi.
Careful.
Oh, we got the soldiers. Man, they stuck out like sore thumbs back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
Just waiting on our hayride. And we're getting ready to go. Is it fun, little man? Hi.
Okay, so hi everybody. Welcome to Dollinger's Farm. We're your hayriders for today. My name is Shelby and this is my partner Hannah. So, is this anyone's first time here at Dollinger's? Okay, has anyone done a hayride before? Oh, okay. Okay, so, we're going to start off telling you guys some facts about the farm and the surrounding area. And then we're going to get into a story, a ghost story. But don't worry guys, because ghosts only come out at night. So you guys all see that white house over there? It's kind of near where you guys got your tickets for this ride is. It's in that area. Okay, well, back in 1834, a man by the name of Salmon Rutherford came here, and he actually built that as a tavern that people could come and stay at. He knew it was a really busy area, and that's why he built it. So people could come through here, and they could stay the night there for 12.5 cents, get a meal there for 25 cents, and then get a glass of spirit for 6.5 cents. Now, you might be thrown off a bit when I say half cent, but they did in fact mint half-cent coins up until 1839. So 12.5 cents actually has a special term for it. This special term is a bit. Now a bit is the piece that a horse has in its mouth, and it uses this to help pull goods, their luggage, or things like that. So then every time a traveler passed through a toll, they'd be charged 12.5 cents for every single bit that the horse was using in its mouth. So that's really like a cool little fact. Does anybody know what's beyond that tree line over there?
Cemetery.
There is a cemetery, but that's a little more over there. But, well, I'm talking about the Einem Canal. Does anybody know what the Einem Canal stands for? Well, it stands for Illinois, Michigan. So, the Einem Canal is a total of 96 whole miles long, and it also took a total of 12 years to make. Now, 96 whole miles, that's a really long way. I could not imagine walking, biking, running, anything that long. So, those are some cool facts and things. So back to Salmon Rutherford, he built that tavern because, well, he knew he'd be making money because this was a really big area and it was buzzing full of people, because people who would travel along the Einem Canal a lot, this is almost like a resting area or resting point for them. So they'd stop here and, like I said, they could get a drink, stay the night, get some food, stuff like that. But sadly, his dream of this being a busy area kind of died out because when the railroads were built, they were actually heading more north, so that brought travelers more north than here, so it was kind of just a straight shot, so they didn't really need, like, a resting place. So, So, those are some facts about the farm and surrounding areas. Now we're going to get into a story for you guys. Story of the Clawman. So, does anybody know what disease swept throughout Ireland in the early 1800s? Hannah?
The potato famine.
Yes, that's correct. The Irish potato famine. So the Irish potato famine, it was where lots of the potatoes were actually had a disease, and people could not eat them or put it in drinks. That sounded kind of weird, but they did put them in some drinks, and that was a really big resource there. They used it in so much food there. And if you ate it or drank it, then you'd get really sick from it. So people kind of just stopped eating it and drinking it for a while because they didn't want to get sick and die from it. But then they were starving because of it. Because if one of your main food resources kind of just go down all of a sudden, then lots of people were starving because of this. So because of that, lots of people were actually trying to move their whole family over here. That's why many of the workers working in the Ingham Canal were actually Irish immigrants. Because where they were living, most of the people there were farmers, and farmers were only making about 25 cents a day during this time. But working in the Ingham Canal, they'd be making about 90 cents a day. So one man who actually came over here to make 90 cents a day to bring his whole family over, his name is Seamus O'Houlihan. Now, Seamus O'Houlihan had a huge family. He had great-grandparents, grandparents, mom, dad, many cousins, many siblings, an uncle, that one crazy aunt that we all have that we have to invite to the dinner parties, even though she's a bad influence on the kids. He had them all. So, pretty much, he was making about 90 cents a day here. He moved here to make enough to bring his whole family over, so then they could avoid the Irish potato famine. But 90 cents a day wasn't enough, because, like I said, he had a huge family, and he needed to get them over soon. So, one day he went down to the boss, and he actually asked the boss for a raise. Okay, I'm going to take a really short pause, actually, from our story, and talk about the area that we're going to be heading into right now. So, if you kind of just look around over here, you'll notice that this is our pumpkin patch area. Sorry if the microphone acts up a bit. It's been doing that lately, especially whenever we come up here for some reason. Okay, so the pumpkins that you see right now, these are actually the bad pumpkins. Our good pumpkins are a little farther out there. You can see them actually when we head more this way. They're just a bunch of little orange dots. But our bad pumpkins are up here right now because, well, after we pick them and stuff, it's been raining a lot, so it's flooding, and that's been kind of destroying them. So we bring them back up here, and then we let them decompose and stuff, and then after they decompose, it's actually better for the soil for the next season of growing pumpkins. You can see the good ones there now. See, they're all we pile them up, and we go pick them about 2 to 3 times a week, and we bring them down there for you guys. Right here, these are our little bee farms where we keep our bees. This is where lots of your local honey comes from, and where the honey sticks come from. Okay, so back to the story. So Seamus went to his boss. He asked the boss for a raise, and surprisingly, well, his boss knew he was a good worker, so he gave it to him. He gave him the raise and a higher position too. So the raise included a couple cents more than what he was making, which was 90 cents a day. So he'd get a couple cents more, almost like $1. And he'd also be getting a glass of spirit at the end of every day. Now, the glass of spirit was actually a really good filler because then, first of all, the boss would not have to pay as much for raises, so he could just give them alcohol because they were fine with that. Because a long time ago, people actually thought that if you took a glass of spirit a day or a shot of some type of strong alcohol a day, then it would keep away diseases such as cholera. So that was a really good filler instead of having to give them more money. So that was the raise. And then the highest position you'd be getting is the position of the overseer. Now the overseer's job is pretty much to walk around, make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and make sure everyone's in line and not getting distracted. Because let's be honest, we all get distracted from work every once in a while. So one day he's just walking around doing his job, and then he actually notices that there's 2 slabs of rock that
You're the center of attention.
to make a dam. And he notices that there's a couple pebbles in between it. Now, you might think, okay, a couple pebbles, what's the big deal?
Okay, I won't
But it actually was a big deal because if the slab of rock got laid on top of the other one and the pebbles were there, it could cause cracks, water to get through, things like that. So there were some men holding the ropes, almost using pulleys or some type of thing, to lower the slab of rock, which almost weighed like a ton, onto the other one. He told them to stop, hold the rope, don't do anything, don't move it anywhere, and surprisingly they listened because they weren't very good at that. So they're holding it, and he starts to head over to get the pebbles out. And he reaches his arms in, and then all of a sudden the bees start bothering the workers, and then they drop the rope.
Bam!
This huge rubber rock crushes his arms, and he's screaming, he's crying, he's trying to pull them out, but he just can't. The rock is too heavy. Now all of his friends are running around like they're chickens with their heads cut off. They have no idea what to do. Finally, though, they gather their wits and they put their heads back on straight, and they get their strongest men to lift this huge slab of rock off of Seamus's arms. Well, what was left of them anyway. So they pull Seamus on out and they put him up on a horse, and they were trying to figure out what to do with him. Well, luckily, one of Seamus's co-workers heard that there was actually a doctor staying at Rutherford's tavern for a couple weeks. So they bring Seamus on his horse all the way down to the tavern, and they burst through the doors and they find the doctor at the bar reading the newspaper and enjoying a glass of spirits. The workers run up to him and they go, "Sir, please, doctor, you have to do something for our friend. He has a family to take care of. He needs his arms to survive." Well, as you can imagine, the doctor's kind of puzzled by this. He's never seen anything like this before. They definitely don't teach you this kind of stuff in school. So he's looking at Seamus up and down, and honestly, he has no idea what he's going to do to help Seamus out. But he thinks in his head, if he could figure out something to do, that he would become a miracle worker. People would come from all over just to see him and see him as a doctor, and he would end up making a lot of money. So he decides, you know what, I'll think of something. He says, bring him on up to my room and lay him out on my bed, and takes this bear all the way back to his room where Seamus is waiting to be operated on. He locks himself in the room with Seamus, and he gets to work. And hours pass, and those hours turn to days, those days turn to nights. And finally, after 3 long days of working, the doctor comes out, and all of Seamus's friends are waiting in the hallway. And they all jump up anxiously, trying to figure out if their friend's still alive. Well, the doctor says, "I did it! I am a miracle maker! Your friend still has his life, and he has a good pair of working arms." Now, all Seamus's friends were so excited to see him, so they all ran in, and then they stopped, and they stared at him, and they had no idea what to make of the situation, so they decided that it was best not to say anything at all, and just wait for Seamus to wake up. Well, a couple hours pass, and Seamus starts to wake up after all that whiskey they gave him, and after you've had a long nap, he raises his arms up, and he stretches, and he yawns, and he goes to rub the sleep out of his eyes, and he feels something prickly, and he looks down at his hands, and he sees these big, brown, bear arms, and he roars, and he flips over the bed, and he runs right past his friends, back to the last place he knew he had a good pair of arms, the I&M Canal. Now, legend says that all that whiskey they gave him pickled up his insides, and all that bad bear blood in the bear arms went to his brain and made him go a little bit insane. So he's still lurking to this day, looking for a good pair of arms. So you guys better watch your arms out there, alright? So since you guys have been a great audience for us today, I'll give you one last quick little tip.
I fish a lot on that canal.
All you have to do is grab onto your arm.
Yeah, this ain't
Like I said, quit leaning on things now.
Yep, daughter can't leave stuff alone, as always.
You're gonna go sit out there with Grandma if you can't do what I had said.
All kids, they cannot look without touching. I don't know why.
Why, you kill me?
No touching. Messy hair.
If you break me, that means you'll kill me. No, I can break a bone with my hands.
What are you guys even talking about? Well, what do you want?
Yeah?
Yep, Morris McDonald's getting a little ridiculous. 2 cars pulled off already, and we have 1 reserve, 2 reserve, 3 reserve, 4 reserve. That spot's empty. And then that next spot's empty where the car goes. And we have us 2 still. There's only 4 reserves. Yeah, we're about 7 cars deep right now, just waiting. I don't know what the holdup is. Another day at Morris McDonald's.